Woo! Hey everyone, this is Daryl from Daily Crypto Trade Signals coming to you live from Bangkok, Thailand, guys. It's a great time to be alive. Hey, we're going to talk about Gary Gensler just said something very interesting, and he's talking about crypto regulation, and this is actually insane, and actually this is pretty good for cryptocurrency. So we're going to be talking about that and much more, guys. And also going to be talking about Shiba Inu. It looks like some insane news is happening for Shiba Inu. So guys, get ready to buckle up, guys. And this is going to be a huge video. And I think this is actually a very good day, day for crypto, and we're seeing some positive news coming from Gary Gensler in the house. Looks like he could be capitulating. He's realizing that crypto is here to stay, and that he's going to make a regulation that's going to be pretty much, rather than having one form of regulation that fits everything, securities and stocks and investments. It looks like there's going to be some flexibility out there, and this could be very good for you and me. So you guys have to watch this video to the end. So I'm here in Thailand. I got my Thai Coca-Cola out there, so I'm going to take some of this. Nothing like Coca-Cola on a hot summer's day here in Thailand. I'm on the 33rd floor of my apartment, looking out over the beautiful park out here. So let's get into the content without any further delay, guys. Do go back and watch all my other videos. That would be very much appreciated, guys. And a huge advice out there: make sure you get all of your crypto off lending and crypto exchanges, guys. So from that perspective, you definitely want to be doing that, and you don't want to be stuck with your crypto on failing crypto exchanges out there. So, like I said, what you got to do, and remember, none of this is financial advice. It's just an OG in-house expressing his opinion. I'm not a licensed financial advisor. You already knew that. What you got to do is you've got to get yourselves a hardware wallet, guys, or a software wallet, whichever floats your boat. And I'm recommending the Nano Ledger here, and it's your money. You own it, so guys, take control. If you don't own the private keys, you don't own the crypto, guys. And you guys can go down and follow my affiliate links right down here. Get the links, check it out, guys. I've got a Nano Ledger, I've got a Tracer, but right now I prefer the Nano Ledger. It's just a little bit more flexibility, and it's more flexible in terms of the number of altcoins, and also gives you basically an application you can put in your phone, and that application allows you to track your crypto in real time. So that is pretty good. And also, the Nano Ledger has a built-in swap platform as well. So, I just like it, guys. I absolutely like it. So from that perspective, we did see that the markets yesterday, they did close up. So that was pretty positive. We did see that the Dow Jones is up 2%, so that's pretty cool. Means we saw the S&P was up 2%, and we also saw that the Nasdaq was up 1.79%. Sorry about the noise. There's a building over there. I don't know if you can see it. They're constructing out there. I don't know. Let's see if you can see that. I don't know if you can see that over there, but they're doing some construction over there. And what can you do, guys? You can't fight it. You can't ask them. Look, I'm recording a video, so absolutely stop making the noise. They're not going to do that for us. So it is what it is. So overall, right now, we're seeing that the crypto markets are looking pretty good. We're still seeing BTC above 20,500, so that is pretty good from that perspective. We're seeing Ethereum still above 1,200 bucks. So hopefully this momentum will continue, and we'll have a huge pump it up weekend. So I'm looking forward to that. Let's take a look at the fear and greed out there right now. Fear and greed, exactly as I predicted yesterday, is doing pretty good. It's at 21. It was 15 yesterday. So it looks like the social sentiment of Bitcoin and the other cryptocurrencies is up right now. So that is huge, guys. That's absolutely huge. We're seeing that sentiment often leads price, not price leads sentiment. So as the sentiment is getting more positive, the price is going to continue to be going up, guys. So that is pretty good news from that perspective. So let's keep on keeping on. It looks like Shiba Inu and Dogecoin will be the next Bitcoins here to prove. So I don't agree with this article that Shiba Inu and Dogecoin is going to replace Bitcoin, but I believe out there that we could see that Dogecoin could definitely be replacing Ripple out there. And because if you look at Dogecoin in terms of its speed, it's a huge opportunity for Dogecoin to become a whole payment system out there. So I think that Dogecoin could replace Ripple out there as a payment system. It's fast, the fees are low, and from that perspective, I just think Dogecoin is much better than Ripple out there. So from Shiba Inu's perspective, Shiba Inu reclaims its spot as the largest token holding among Ethereum whales. So we're seeing that a lot of Ethereum whales are actually loading up on Shiba Inu, and Shiba Inu, it's a meme coin, but it's trying to actually remake itself, and Shiba Inu's ecosystem is expanding. Can it shed the meme coin status? So the Shiba Inu has a lot of utility. It has its own DEX. It has NFTs. It has smart contracts. Remember, it's built on Ethereum. Remember, Dogecoin is a fork of Litecoin. So from that perspective, I must admit that Shiba Inu does have more utility than Dogecoin right now, but Dogecoin is, in terms of a payment system, is much better because the fees are relatively low, and the transaction speeds are very high. So I believe that Dogecoin could become the planetary currency of the world, and Mars out there, as Elon Musk wants. So that's from that perspective. But Shiba Inu is trying to shed itself and move away from this whole meme coin status out there. But there's only one huge doggy dog woof woof meme coin, and that is Dogecoin out there. So let's get into this Gary Gensler news out there. So what's going on with Gary Gensler? So it looks like SEC considers exempting cryptocurrencies from certain securities laws out there, and it looks like Security Chief Gary Gensler out there, what he wants to do is he might exempt a crypto market from certain securities laws. And what he's saying is he wants to create a regulatory framework that will work with crypto and not try to take a traditional regulatory framework and impose that on crypto, because it's a different animal, it's a different concept, it's a different financial instrument. So it looks like Gary is starting to come around, and he wants to have more flexibility in terms of regulation. And this is pretty good, because the sooner that we get more crypto regulation, the better for all of us, because it means institutions can ape in, and that is really what is going to make crypto go to the moon, guys. So Gensler wants to engage the crypto industry and persuade them to work within the laws. So he's saying, look, we want you to work within the confines of the law, but however, he's going to have some flexibility out there. So it's not like one shoe fits all. No, it's going to be more flexible out there. So that is pretty good. And several notable instances have taken place recently, increasing the spotlight on investor protection. So if we look at the collapse of 3 Arrows, or look at the collapse of Voyager, Celsius, I think this has actually been a good catalyst, because what it's going to do is it's going to force the regulatory body to actually accelerate creating crypto regulation, and that's going to allow institutions to ape in. So let's listen in at what this is an interview that's going on with Finance Alive, and let's hear what they have to say about crypto regulation. Let me turn up the volume on the PC right now so you guys can hear it.
Seems like another day, another crypto lender fails. We just saw Celsius file for bankruptcy yesterday. More customers are being frozen out of their accounts and from their assets. How do we...
So this is really a segue into asking Gary Gensler about consumer protection, and what is the SEC doing, and what does the SEC think after the Celsius collapse?
Stop the situation from happening. Should similar rules that apply to traditional brokerages that protect customers' assets and access to accounts also apply to crypto, or are these merely masquerading as unregulated banks?
Well, in a word, yes. Just think of it this way. You've got a bunch of platforms, crypto lending platforms, that have been offering anywhere from 4% yields to 20% yields in an interest rate environment that was generally for short-term deposits less than 1%. You've got to sort of think, if you're an investor, if it's too good to be true, maybe it is, and how is it that would be possible? And so a lot of risk may well be embedded in that. And we have securities laws. As you said, we have banking laws, but under the securities laws, if you're pooling a bunch of people's assets, we usually call that an investment company. And
So, what he's really saying, he is admitting that Celsius is in fact unregulated. It was acting like a bank. And, he's also alluding to the fact that if it's too good to be true, because we're in a lending environment, that, you're only offering 1%. So how come you can be offering 20% and get away with that? So, once again, Gary Gensler is saying if it's too good to be true, it's probably going to be very high risky out there. So that is why, the SEC, they really want to, clamp down. They really want to regulate these kind of lending platforms and get them to adhere to regulations out there to protect you and me, the consumers, because you can still see there's $4.7 billion worth of your money still tied up on Celsius. And will we ever see light of day? Will we ever see any of that money coming out of that? We don't know. So that is why, this whole Celsius, Voyager, 3 Arrows, Capital, Babel Finance debacle is actually actually starting to accelerate the SEC's involvement in creating a crypto regulatory framework. And I think crypto regulatory framework is very, very good out there. So let's hear what else they've got to say about crypto and regulation. Here's Gary Gensler.
Returns.
Chair Gensler, given that you said that nearly all tokens, with the exception of Bitcoin and perhaps Ethereum, would be classified as securities based on their use cases, how do you feel about applying the disclosure regime under current securities laws for equities to crypto?
So it's really an age-old concept. If you're raising money from the public and the public's anticipating profits based on the efforts of that common enterprise, that's a security. It's kind of a logical thing, and we at the SEC have a disclosure regime, as you said. I've said to the industry, to the lending platforms, to the trading platforms, come in, talk to us. We do have robust authorities from Congress also to use our exemptive authorities that we can tailor investor protection. And on your specific question about the tokens themselves, even tailoring what the disclosures might be, because maybe not all of the disclosures for somebody issuing equity are the same as a crypto token. But I would note we don't have the same disclosures for an asset-backed security that we do for a stock offering. So it's a thoughtful way to sort of tailor things.
So what Gary is saying is that, you know, there's different reporting requirements based on the different investment product, and he's saying, look, you know, if it's a cryptocurrency, the reporting requirements are going to be different. They're going to be tailor-made specifically for crypto. So that is pretty good, because a lot of us out there thought that there was going to be, you know, one regulation for all investment products, and that crypto was going to be lumped in there, and that was what is going to make it very untenable. But it looks like there's going to be flexibility, and the reporting for cryptocurrency as versus other investment and financial products are going to be different. So that is pretty good. That is absolutely pretty good in the House out there. So let's just get the final thoughts from Gary Gensler in the House. Let's get it right now.
So then, just to be clear, Chairman, you would be open to applying the rules that apply to the equity disclosure regime to crypto rather than coming up with a whole new rule book?
No, I'm actually saying something a little different, Jennifer.
All right.
I think that just as there's a difference between maybe asset-backed securities and an equity offering, there may be differences here as well. And so the public benefits by knowing full and fair disclosure, and then somebody's not lying to them. You know, basic protections. And whether you're buying a crypto token or you're buying a security such as equities or a securities.
So basically what Gary is saying is no, the regulations will be tailored. The disclosure and protection will be tailored for crypto. It won't be a one shoe that fits all. So I think this is pretty positive, and this is a bit of a change in stance from before, because like I said previously, everybody thought that there's going to be one rule that would fit everything, and that would be untenable for cryptocurrency, because it's a different investment product, a different species, and so that is pretty bullish news. So I'm pretty excited about this. So I think that Gary is coming out and he's saying the right thing. So, you know, I'm not a Debbie Downer. I'm absolutely not a Debbie Downer on Gary Gensler out there. So Gary Gensler in the House. So it looks like 3/4 of financial institutions expect to use crypto more in the next 3 years. So look, this is pretty bullish, guys, that 3/4 of financial institutions out there expect to use crypto more in the next 3 years. And like I said, this is the revolution. This is actually the crypto revolution, the financial revolution, and it's totally freeing. I mean, if you've ever tried to move, money from one country to another, it's not easy, guys. It's absolutely not easy out there. There's just so many hoops and this and that. It's insane in the membrane. So this is pretty positive news out there. So some Debbie Downer news from the madman in Russia, Putin out there. Putin signs a law prohibiting payments with digital assets in Russia. So basically what he's saying is that all any kind of payment that they use any form of digital asset will be prohibited in Russia. So this is pretty much a Debbie Downer for Putin out there, and I don't know how and why he would do that, considering all the sanctions that are going on out there. This is just insane. This is kind of a bit of a reversal from their previous stance. So It is what it is. I don't know what he's doing. And Putin is just a madman as far as I'm concerned. Justin, the biggest Bitcoin whale addresses, bought 1,480 Bitcoin. So you can still see the third biggest whale is still picking up Bitcoin, and I still think that Bitcoin will be going up and up and up. Sure, we're seeing some volatility right now, but overall we're going to be seeing much more positive news coming out of crypto in the next 4 years. And we're seeing that long-term holder capitulation, 30-day cost-based average, and we're seeing that long-term holders are relatively strong, and you can see that long-term holders are not selling. They're absolutely not selling. They're still positive, and we still see crypto and Bitcoin as a huge hedge against inflation. And I believe that as inflation gets higher and higher, we're going to be seeing more people aping into crypto. Remember, Bitcoin, there's only 2 million Bitcoin left, and as the time goes on, it's getting more and more scarce, guys. So the value's got to go up. As the demand goes up and there's less Bitcoin out there, definitely the value will be going up. So, and this is kind of interesting. So I bet you thought while you weren't looking at the Saudis on Bitfinex closed all their long position and ran for the hills. No, positions maintained. My anonymous reliable source says that they will close them once Bitcoin hits 30K. So you can see that the number of longs on Bitfinex right now is insane, and this is reaching all-time highs. We've never seen a long position on Bitfinex so high, and this is often a precursor indicator of where Bitcoin and what the price of Bitcoin is going to be. So it looks like the Saudis are banking on Bitcoin being 130K, and that's when they're going to actually dump these positions, guys. So this is absolutely positive news out there. So let's take a look at what's going on here, and you can see that the number of Bitcoin addresses of less than 0.1 is continuing to increase and increase over time. And this is mainly retail investors out there. So you're seeing a lot of retail investors still aping into crypto, aping into Bitcoin, and this is a great time to be alive. Let's take a look at the Dogecoin price. So right now, for the price of Dogecoin, we're seeing that Dogecoin is at 0.62 cents. It's pretty much unchanged, but we're still being challenged by this downward sloping resistance here, and we really need to break out above that. So I'm bullish that we're going to be doing that. We're seeing that 50% of all Dogecoin holders are in the money, 40% are out right now. If we take a look at Bitcoin right now, Bitcoin is doing something very amazing. It looks like it's just about to break out of this descending triangle, and this is going to be pretty bullish news overall. And I think that we could be seeing a $22,000 Bitcoin coming in the next 7 to 8 days. And if we take a look at the death crosses coming to us, we're seeing that this death cross right now is about to touch probably in about 2 or 3 more days we should see this. And often, as I said before, this death cross is a lagging indicator that the bottom is in. So typically you see this death cross form 30 days after Bitcoin hits the bottom, and the timing exactly right, exactly right. And the bottom was in when Bitcoin hit $17,300 in house. So I believe that's a bottom, and I think that we're going to be seeing ourselves going up from here. Sure, there could be a downside. If we look at the bottom, the support level, the Ichimoku cloud, that's at 16.5. Worst case scenario, aliens invade, we could see $10,000 Bitcoin coming in. If you take a look at Bitcoin on the weekly right now, Bitcoin on the weekly, we've got about 1 day, 2 hours left, and we're seeing that we have this doji spinning top candle, and that means that the market is undecided if we're going to go green or go red. So if we close red, it's going to be very slight, and if we close green, it's going to be also very slight. So I'm hoping that we can get some more greeny-weeny out there. If we take a look at the DXY is dropping right now, so that is pretty bullish news in the house, and it's gone down another 0.6%, and we're seeing that it's at 107, so that is pretty good. The more the DXY goes down, it means that euro is going to start to come back, and other currencies are going to come back, and that's going to put more positive impetus on Bitcoin, and we can see Bitcoin going up. So that is pretty bullish. If you take a look at Shiba Inu right now, Shiba Inu is just following this trend line. We're seeing that Shiba Inu was at 11 yesterday. It's now dropped a little bit. It's at 10.73 in the house. If you take a look at Ethereum is just gingerly above the $1,200 support level, and hopefully we can keep above this level, and that if Bitcoin can continue to show green, we should absolutely see Ethereum start to go up. And if September 19th, once we have the Ethereum 2.0 merge, this will be very bullish, and we could see Ethereum back to $2,000 by September. So this is pretty bullish. Let's take a look at total market cap right now. So total market cap is about 947 billion. We're seeing the volumes are really light right now as we're entering into the weekend. We're seeing Bitcoin dollars is unchanged from yesterday. Let's take a look at the coins in the house right now. So we're seeing that the Bitcoin is slightly in the green, almost about 1%. We're seeing that Ethereum is still holding at 1.73% up. We're seeing that on the monthly, the weekly, and the daily, it's positive. We're seeing the BNB Beast Coin is down 0.42%. We're seeing ADA is also down 0.5%. We're seeing Doge is up very slightly. It's almost neutral territory. Shiba Inu is up 1.36%. So, you know, we could see some red today. We could see some red. Remember, the volumes are pretty light, so I wouldn't be too worried about that. Now, guys and gals, don't forget to go follow me on my Twitter, guys. Go do it right now. We got about 4,589. Get on over there, follow. I would appreciate it. Guys, don't forget to go down there and check out all the links. All the links are below, guys. Get your crypto off freaking exchanges and off lending platforms. Get a Ledger hardware wallet. Follow my link. You're going to love it. And guys, don't forget to get the merch. Get the merch. Gear up with the OG gear. You're going to love it. And I just want to say one thing. God bless each and every one of you. Have a great day out there. Have a fantastic day. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.